If you are still using VLOOKUP in Excel, you're already behind. So let me show you the formula that smart data analysts use. And once you understand it, you can find any data in seconds. My name is Rita Onoha. I'm an aspiring data analyst. And in this video, I'm going to break down this simple way, in a simple way possible. So even you as a beginner can understand with ease. And make sure you watch this video to the end, because I will also walk you through practical example that will make you understand and you can use immediately. So in today's video, we are going to talk about index match. I know you have heard about that. I know a friend that talked about index match. I don't know how to use it. Many persons are afraid of index match. They are very comfortable using VLOOKUP. But it's not everything that VLOOKUP can do for you. So in this video, I'm going to explain it as if you are in nursery school. You understand every bit of this and you work with it with ease. All right, so index match is a combination of an index function and match function. Both work together to give you the value of whatever you're looking for. So index match is used to return the value from a table based on position. And now what is the match? The match is used to find the position of the value in the list. So the match does not return value, it only returns the position. And once the position is identified, the index will return the value. So index match and VLOOKUP can be used to get the answers, but in some cases, where you have a larger file, VLOOKUP is limited. So that's where index match function comes in. So index match is actually better than VLOOKUP. Number one, it is more advanced and it works from any direction. You remember in VLOOKUP, we are going to look for data from left to the right. So, but here it does the location of the file, the location of data you're looking for does not matter. So that's why index is also has more advantage over VLOOKUP, and it does not break when you insert column. It is even more flexible. Is more flexible. Before, I'm going to explain this thing in a very simple dimension. Still talking about the match and index. So I will classify match as the finder. It finds the position of that data, that particular data you're looking for. And the index, I will classify it as the fetcher. Please take note. In match as the finder, it finds the position, and index as the fetcher, it brings the value where that data is positioned. All right. So let me give you an example. Let's assume imagine you send your children to go and bring bread in the kitchen. The first child will say, it is, maybe the smaller child will say, that is the first child, which is the match. You say, mommy, it is as chef 2. Maybe my hand cannot get there or something like that. Then child 2 will say, okay, let me bring it. Maybe the other one will go and get the bread for you. So the first child is the match, while the second child that gets the bread to you is the index. So I don't know if that has been cleared. So anytime you are looking for, anytime you want to use it, just know that the match finds the value and the index fetches the value and gives you the result. So we are going to be combining these two functions together to get our answers for any data we are looking at. So before we go to the practical aspects, I want to explain the formula. Look at the formula here. It's very simple. So the formula is equal to index. We have return value. The return value is the column where what you are looking for can be found. Let's assume I'm looking for salary. I'm going to select the salary column. So that is the return range. Then my match question, my match function now comes in. It's not asking you, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? Then you will now say, okay, I'm looking for Rita. And where am I going to find this Rita value? That is your lookup range. So you're going to click the name column if you are using Rita. If I'm using the ID, I'm going to click on ID column. If I'm using department, I'm going to click on the department column. Then after that, then you bring in your zero exact match to return exact value for you. So let's go into the practical aspects now so that you understand. Good. Now the practical. Here this is the file we have, though it's small, but I just need you to understand it. If you understand it with this small factor, with this small function or small file, you understand it even in a complex one. So I like structuring my data. I like structuring my table. It makes it easier for my function to be readable and for me to understand. Is very easy. If you have not watched video on structured referencing, go and watch it. So because that's what I'm going to use to get to solve this index matching. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to structure my table, which is very simple. So what I'm going to do, clicking on any part of the table, I press Ctrl T. This is the range of my um The range, if you check now, you see the dotted info that is showing here. So that is that. I'll say okay, and make sure I click that my table has a header. I said okay. So with this, my table has been structured, meaning that I have filter in my header columns, filter button in my header columns, and I also have a table design. So that is the first step. The second step now is for me to name this table. So with the name now, that's what I will use to reference my file when I'm solving equation or when I'm finding any data on it. So I'm going to name it. Looking at this data, I'm going to see like it's about employee. So I'm going to name it employee data. Employee data. Do I have that name before? I will use underscore. Employee underscore data. So that it differentiates from the one I created before. So having that, I press enter. Good. My table is structured. So having structured your table, let's now go to the question. Let me zoom it so that you see whatever I'm writing. Um, so now that I've structured my table, I don't even need to look at the table. So we'll look at the table when we have gotten the answer to verify what I did is correct. So now the first question here is, what is Mary's salary? You see, there's somebody called Mary here in our column. So we are asking what is her salary. I'm going to use index match. So the first question is, the first formula I'm going to write, remember to start your equation with question equal to index. I use my tab key to select. So it's now asking me what is my array row, the array, sorry. The array is my return value. Remember here, we talked about return value. The return value here is that we are looking for Mary's salary. So we are looking for this figure in salary column. So bringing in my table employee, remember I structured this so it's easier for me. Employee, yeah, under the one with underscore is what I'm using. In this employee data, use open a block square bracket, then I select the salary column. So once you fill this, you select the column which is the salary, and I close the square bracket, put my comma, then my match comes in. Remember, look at the question. So after I've gotten my return range, I'm going to go to my match function. Okay, I select my function. It's now asking me what is my lookup value. I have two ways to do this, but in this first instance, let me use the Mary's name. If I want to, okay, I'm looking for Mary. I'll first of all confirm that see, I can come here and select this column as the where Mary is and put question and put comma. I can equally type Mary like this in a quote, Mary. No, Mary started with capital letter. Make sure it's case sensitive. Mary, I close the quote, then I put comma. So it's either I select the column name, that is, I reference it here, or I type the name in a quotation. So that I just next subsequent examples we are going to be selecting from the table. It's easier and it's simple. So write Mary in a double quotation. Then the next question is what is the lookup range? Lookup range is that this Mary, where is the Mary found? Mary is found in name. So we are going to put our name as our lookup range. So I will reference my employee data, then open a square bracket, then I select name. Okay, name, close the square bracket, then put my comma. It's now asking me, do I want, this here is now where we have 0, 1. I always use 0 to give us the exact function. Then I close all the brackets I opened. I opened a lot of brackets, this red to red. So my black bracket has not been enclosed. So I close it. So once I do that, I press enter. What is my answer? 60,000. So let's verify from from um from the table, we looked at Mary's salary. This is Mary and this is her salary. So you see that it gave us the return value and which is correct. So that is that for Mary's salary. So we are going to do for the second question. Which department does David work in? David, we want to find out which department, maybe your company you need to find out. We are giving question on your data. This is what you're going to do. I'm still going to do now. Let's talk about David. What is David's department? So equal to index department. So we are referencing department, employee, data, open a square bracket, open the select department, then close it, comma, then match comes in. And what are we looking for? We are looking for David. We go to the table and select David's name, okay, comma, where did we can we find what is the lookup range? It's still in the column name. So I'm going to reference my table, employee table. Inside this list are the all the columns here. So I reference my name, I close it, put my exact match reference and the double quote, and voila, I have sales as a department. So let's check if the question is correct. Let's see if the question is correct. David is in sales department. So that is it. Good. I hope you're getting value. Please don't forget to like this video and share for others to learn. So the next question is, where is Grace located? We are going to find Grace location. I'll still use index. I'm taking my time. It's not that I can't autofill, but I want to write repeatedly so that you understand. Index, I'm looking for David's Grace location. So I'm going to reference my location column. First of all, I reference the table, then open a square bracket, location, close it, and put my comma. My match function comes in. What am I looking for? Grace. I can put my double quotation. Let me see how Grace is written. Grace was written with capital letter. I put a double quotation, Grace. No, Grace. Close the quotation, comma. Where am I looking for this? In my employee table, colon name. Open a square bracket, name, close the square bracket, comma, 0. I close my bracket, and here we have it, name. So it's actually very simple. So the last one we are going to get is a Tovia's department. So let's know where Tovia is working. Equal to index, still repeat it. The more you practice, the more you learn. So in department is what we are going to reference. In my table, employee data, find department, okay, and close the bracket, comma, and go to in my match function. I'm looking for Tovia. So let me quickly select her name from the table, comma, the lookup value is in the name. I'm going to okay, let me not use the name this time around. I've been using name. Let me use ID. Since we know Tovia ID is 108, let me use her ID so that it's different. I'll use ID. This time around, I'm not going to reference the table, the name column. I'm going to reference the ID name, ID column, all right? The ID column is what, because that is where I selected my lookup value. Okay, so having done this, I'll close the bracket, put my exact match, double quotation, and enter. I still got the name. I still got Sylvia. Sylvia, what did Sylvia give me? Give me sales. Let me see. There's a mistake somewhere. What did I reference? Employee ID. ID. I want to go and reference department. It's supposed to give me IT. It's giving me sales. Why? What is it? It's IT. It's supposed to give me sales. Okay, that is that. That is that for that. Let me see where the error is coming from. Supposed to give me IT. Okay, let me see where the mistake. Let me try selecting another person. Let me put double quotation to here. Let me see. To here. This is not okay. If I use Tovia, then the ID will change. I will now reference name. Then enter IT. So that is correct. So it's correct. I've gotten the answer. So that is it. So the more you practice this thing, the more you learn. So I know you've been able to learn all of this. Index match is not as strong as people think it is. So thank you for watching this video to the end. I know it's a very long video, but I know you learned something. So the question I'm going to give you now, you are going to find out solve this and tell me your answer in the comment section. What is Peter's location? So give me the answer in the comment section. If possibly, write the equation for me. in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Like and subscribe, because a lot of tutorial, as I'm learning in this journey, a lot of tutorial is coming to your way. Thank you for watching this video to the very end, and like and subscribe to my page. Share this video to anyone that is finding difficult to understand data analysis, especially Excel, so they will learn alongside with me. Thank you. Bye. See you in my next video.